Hi everyone. What a great initiative. Thank you for the Department of Trade, Business and Innovation for arranging it. We've heard some amazing ideas tonight and I'm sure you're all very excited to plan your 2018 OBM event. My name's Tanya Christie and I'm a manager in the Tax and Business Services Division at Mirror Partners Chartered Accountants here in Darwin. We've been invited to give you some tips about budgeting for OBM and potentially charging a fee for your event. Just our disclaimer. The session is not advice, it's not intended to be advice, and it is just general information only. Please don't sue me. Tonight's short presentation will flow as follows. We'll go through about Mirror Partners, just about who we are, some free templates that we've created for you, items to budget for, 2018 OBM statistics, how to set a fee, our suggestions anyway, and just a few housekeeping tips. So about Mirror Partners. Just in case you haven't heard about us, we're a Darwin-based firm, locally owned and operated for 15 years. Independent chartered accountants affiliated with Ernst & Young. We provide audit, tax and advisory services, including accounting and bookkeeping. We service a wide range of clients and have a short clip about the industries that we specialize in. Maybe with the TV one? Wow. No? No, it's coming out the laptop?
Yes, it's coming out.
It's a bit boring with the sound. Basically, it's just who we are and where to get us if you need us. If you want to write that down, you're welcome. That's actually a clip that we created for last year's OBM, and we had it at our event and got some good feedback on it, so we thought we'd bring it up tonight again. We've been an OBM Silver sponsor for multiple years. Apart from being a Silver sponsor, we've also been an event sponsor for the last 3 years. An event partner. We did a mild workshop in 2016, navigating the turbulent times in 2017, and the 1, 2, 3s of financial reporting, both in Alice Springs and Darwin in 2018. We're planning to host an event again in 2019. Just watch this space. Haven't decided what yet. Our workshops have been well attended. Although we have not charged any fees, we've seen benefits in hosting these events. So, planning your dream event. Now let me be true to all accountants' stereotypes and start by talking numbers. In particular, budgeting. It's so fundamental and could save you a lot of grief if done correctly. To start your budgeting journey, I'd like you to start by imagining your dream event. List out everything that you would need for that event to become a reality. What type of event is it? How many attendees do you have? Who's your target audience? This will give you a rough guide with regards to the general feel for the event and help you to budget appropriately. Items to budget for will vary depending on the type of event you want to host. Will it be an afternoon tea, after-work drinks, formal sit-down dinner, or an interactive workshop maybe? The costs relating to each of these events will vary greatly. That's why planning for your event and knowing the direction you want to go is so important for the budgeting process. We've prepared 2 templates to get you started, a budget template and a vendor comparison template, which will be available to download from our website in the next couple of days, mirrorpartners.com.au. Just look under News and OBM Resources. You'll start off by going through the vendor comparison template and marking all the items that you envision having at your event. Once you've marked all the items you want to use, you'll need to get some estimates. It's usually best practice to contact more than one vendor and compare their prices and services offered to ensure you get the best value for your money. In order to do this effectively, you'll need to compare like for like. Good way to achieve this is to list out what you need and send that list to all the suppliers. So the exact same list, all the suppliers, so that the answers you get will be the same answers. However, if you're able to find a venue sponsor through connections and networking, it could save you some costs. So we're just going to go through the budget spreadsheet that we created just swiftly. You'll see there's a lot involved, but we are just going to go through the top items, and you can go through the detail later in your own time. So things to consider would be the venue, the decor, food and beverage, event programming, additional entertainment, event documentation, travel for staff and guest speakers, event registration, attendee and guest services, communications, marketing, social media, sponsors, logistics, and contingency. The all-important contingency. Let me just page through my big book. Contingency is a significant aspect in all forms of budgeting. It covers those unexpected items and last-minute purchases. Usually about 10% of your budget will be enough to cover this. Anything higher than 10% indicates that you might not have planned or budgeted effectively. You might want to make some adjustments in your planning process for the next event, but that is, after all, how we learn. You also need to factor in loss of income. It might not have a direct cash flow impact right now, but it may in future. The time you spend from leads that you receive afterwards, doing quotes, responding to leads, new meetings, and also your time and resources that you've spent planning the event and your staff for hosting and planning the event. So that's a lot of time that you could have used somewhere else. So remember to factor that in when you are pricing for your event. Use your business connections. When contacting vendors, ask about sponsorships or special OBM pricing. For example, offer to include a business card or a flyer of the vendor in your handouts in return for discount or a sponsorship. Use your business connections as far as possible and keep it local. That's after all what the drive behind this campaign. So you can use our vendor comparison template that's available online, will be available online, to keep track of all the outcomes that you receive, feedback from everyone that you've sent emails or requested a quote from. Just one central location to keep everything. Once you've got all your pricing and you know exactly what you're up for, then you can start populating the budget spreadsheet that we've created, and it will give you an overall view of the cost of your event. Firstly, you'll fill in your actual cash available, so what can you spend on your event? That would have to be tangible cash, because as we've heard, the cash will only come back afterwards if you do charge for your event, so you'll need to have that money and pay the suppliers, pay the vendors before, and then recover some of it after. Next, you'll fill in all the prices that you got from your vendors, and then you'll be able to see if you've got a cash flow deficit or a cash flow surplus. So if you're in a deficit position, so you're trying to spend more than you actually have available, you can look at getting more sponsorships, leave out some unnecessary elements, or charge a fee for attendance. You can also, if you're in a surplus, so you've got more cash available than you are spending, you can add more to your event. So you can have some additional handouts, get some branding, some themed items, and hand them out. You can save the cash for a future event, or you can invest in a bigger event, so get a bigger venue, or be able to seat more people. Now we get to the statistics. OBM made the following statistics available to us regarding drop-offs. That's people who booked, but didn't even bother to show up. While attendance was high in 2018, so was the drop-off rate. The average drop-off rate was 66% across all free events, including keynotes and partner events, with the drop-off rate peaking at 74% at some events, including Jane Lou and Alice Springs. That's very disappointing. Paid events with a small cost, under $30, experienced an average drop-off rate of only 18%, while events with a cost over $30 experienced almost no drop-off. There was no significant data around drop-off rates based on the type of event, time of day, or date of event. We've been very fortunate with our events that in spite of never charging a fee, drop-offs have not been a major issue for us. However, if you are concerned with drop-offs and want to find a way to combat them, the OBM suggests the following. You can charge a fee and maybe offer a full refund on attendance, making sure that they will show up. Donate a percentage of your fee to charity. Charge a small fee to cover food and drinks, if you'll have them. Attendees might be more willing to pay if you advertise that there's drinks and nibbles included. And you can also offer CPD hours if that's in the direction of where you want to go. Most people who hope to record the CPD hours, they will be willing to pay for the event. So Eventbrite's setting your fee. Okay, Eventbrite suggests these 3 strategies to set a fee for your event. Strategy 1 would be meet your basic costs. So in order to meet your basic costs, you'll need to know what they are. That's why the budgeting is important. So you need to know how much you're going to have to spend, and then you can set your price according to that. If you have a venue that seats, say, for example, 30, and historically about 80% of your tickets will sell, that means you'll need to recover the full cost of your event from 24 tickets if you wanted to not invest anything in OBM. Strategy 3 would be use a discounted price to create demand. For the first year, you might need to carry the bulk of the cost of your OBM event as an investment just to get your name out there. Once you have a following, more expensive sessions may be more viable. And strategy 3, play up your value to attendees. Consider the value of what people are getting in exchange for what you're paying. If you had a particularly successful session last year and got good feedback, then it could be an indication that your content is worth charging for. People tend to pay more for content that they have an interest in. Setting your fee based on the 3rd strategy could be very difficult, and these could be some of the deciding factors. Have you got good content? Are you offering tips and tricks? Have you hosted past successful events? Are you offering inside information? Is it a networking opportunity maybe? Will the attendees learn anything from your session? And can they earn CPD hours? In the end, ensure that your pricing is reasonable and fair. It is, after all, a marketing investment. You may wish to have your session recorded and make it available on social media platforms afterwards. One of the implications to consider if you do decide to charge a fee based on the content of your event is the reaction of attendees who had to pay for the content and afterwards you make it available for free. That might deter people from booking with you in future. They might just wait for it to be published online. For paid events, you might want to have it for sale on your website as a pay-per-view item and only post small snippets on social media to attract viewers. Keeping track of leads received from OBM events is also a good idea. If your OBM event generates some good leads, clients, calls, websites, or visits, then it might be worth replicating in a different environment. Just a few housekeeping tips. I'm almost finished. We recommend that you save all quotes in one spot, so create a folder for it and put all your quotes in there so that you can easily find them in future. So on your desktop or in your marketing folder, just go create a new folder, have it all in there. And then if you're using the Excel spreadsheet, you can also link the quote to the actual spreadsheet so that you can just click on it and open it up in future. And we've created a short little video just to show you how to do that, which is now probably not going to play. Which is not playing. So what you would basically do is you would click on the cell that you want to reference, that you want to link the quote in. At the top, go to Insert, go to Hyperlink. It will appear there. Go to Hyperlink, and then you will browse to that folder where you saved all of your quotations. You'll click on the one that you want to leave to link, and just click OK. And then afterwards, whenever you open the spreadsheet and you want to go back to that item, you'll just go click on that link again, and it'll take you back to wherever that item is saved. And then the budget spreadsheet can also serve as a checklist to ensure that you have done everything and have paid for everything. So one central location to keep track of your whole event. and especially on the day, because you don't want to forget anything, don't want to forget to pay someone, so that would have all of it together in one spot. And when planning your next event, you could always refer back to your budget template, to this budget template as a guideline for improvement, things that you forgot or things that you had to add manually. So thank you for your time tonight, and we hope you will make use of the free resources we've created. We have some tax calendars and business cards available if you want to take some home. And thank you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.